All right, everybody. The trade deadline so far has been insane. Yesterday there was a lot of trades. I am an NBA geek. I'm not gonna lie, I got Shams notifications turned on. So the whole time I was at work yesterday, I'm getting my phone was just blowing up. Some of these trades actually kind of shocked me. Some of these trades was kind of expected. But in this video, I'll be going over these trades, giving you guys my honest opinion on why these trades matter, not just what happened, not just about who got traded, but why these trades are good or why these trades are bad. First trade that went down yesterday was the Memphis Grizzlies traded Jaren Jackson Jr., John Conchar, Jack Glondale, and Vince Williams Jr. to the Utah Jazz for Walker Clayton Jr., Kyle Anderson, Taylor Hendricks, Georges Niang, and 3 first-round picks. Now, I ain't gonna lie, it's a lot of players involved in this trade. Now, this trade surprised me, okay, because we all seen that Ja Morant, the Ja Morant trade rumors kind of died down a little bit. So I didn't think they was going to trade any significant players, seeing that they wasn't going to trade Ja Morant. But now that they traded Jaren Jackson, that's kind of giving me signals like, okay, maybe it's time to move on from Ja Morant now. It's time to just go on for, a full-on rebuild. I think this trade was important for the Grizzlies because now this helps with their rebuild. They got 3 first-round picks for Jaren Jackson. Honestly, the only important things in this trade is Jaren Jackson going to the Jazz and the 3 picks going to the Grizzlies. The 3 picks for the Grizzlies is great for the future, for the rebuild. And I'm not going to lie, the Jazz have an interesting team now with Lauri Markkanen, Keontae George, who's having a breakout season. He's averaging 24.2 points per game, shooting 45% from the field. He's shooting 37% from the 3. So, and they still plan to keep Walker Kessler. So I'm not gonna lie, the Jazz is actually building a little team there. I'm not gonna lie, like a year ago, 2 years ago, everybody was saying trade Lauri Markkanen, get Lauri Markkanen out of there, free Lauri Markkanen. But the Jazz is like showing us that they can build around Lauri Markkanen. They doing it the right way. I'm not gonna lie, like I see the vision. As soon as they traded for Jaren Jackson, I'm like, okay, I see the vision. Like this team can really be good defensively and offensively. We've seen, Walker Kessler protect the paint at a high level. Jaren Jackson is a former Defensive Player of the Year. And like I said, Keontae George is having a breakout season offensively. And you got Lauri Markkanen there. So that team is looking great. The Chicago Bulls traded Nikola Vucevic and a second-round pick to the Boston Celtics for Anthony Simons and a second-round pick. Okay, I like this trade for Vucevic and the Celtics because now with Vucevic starting, this adds more floor spacing because Vucevic cannot go on 3 at a high clip. He's shooting 36.7% from the 3 this season. So just adding Vucevic to the floor is going to add more floor spacing for the Boston Celtics. That team looks scary. I mean, this team is known for knocking down a lot of threes. And Vucevic, he asked, he clearly fits that mold. We seen earlier in the season, like Vucevic is just so irritated with the Bulls being happy after one dub or something like that. I can't remember what it was, but it was just like I could tell it was time for Vucevic to go. He didn't fit the young core of the Bulls, so it's good to see Vucevic finally get free to Chicago. For the Bulls, I like it because now you've got a lead scorer in Anthony Simons. They have a lot of guards, man. They got a lot of guards. They got to figure that out. You know what I'm saying? You got at least 7 to 8 guards on that team, and you need some centers. I think it's time for them to move some of them guards and make some move for some winners, for some wings, and for some centers, man. I'm not gonna lie, they need some more flexibility on that team. They got nothing but guards right now. The Bulls gotta figure that out. Clippers traded James Harden to the Cavaliers for Darius Garland and a second-round pick. Now I'm not gonna lie to y'all. With this trade here, I didn't hate it too bad. I'm not gonna lie, it was surprising though. I'm not gonna lie, it was very surprising to see James Harden even on the trade block. The Clippers has been on a crazy run. And James Harden been balling. You know what I'm saying? I didn't expect James Harden to want to leave his hometown, LA. But it all came down to money. It was so sudden. Like, it was so sudden. Like, James Harden just bored. Like, he just wanted to be a part of the trade deadline. I swear, every trade deadline, it's possible that James Harden will be a part of it. The Clippers traded James Harden to the Cavs for Darius Garland and a second-round pick. James Harden and the Clippers couldn't come to an agreement on a contract extension long-term. And it just made sense for the two to part ways. The Clippers wanted long-term flexibility, and James Harden wanted commitment and a long-term deal. So The two just couldn't come to an agreement on them things. And I like this though. Harden is now with a legit contender in a wide open East with Donovan Mitchell. That sound interesting. Not gonna lie to y'all. They actually had a team over there in Cleveland. The Boston Celtics being, injured with Tatum out, I think the Cavs actually have a legit chance. I mean, you got New York, you got Detroit, but other than that, I think they up there with them teams, man, as far as talent. The Clippers get a 26-year-old Darius Garland, which was a move for now and for the future. The Clippers desperately needed something for the future. Okay, they get a second-round pick along with Darius Garland as well, so they needed something for the future. Because this team has the highest age average. Okay, this team was just full of nothing but vets, and for them to go get a 26-year-old lead guard, I think that was a good move. He obviously will fit for them now too, but just going forward, I think Darius Garland will be nice in LA. The Mavericks traded Anthony Davis, Jaden Hardy, D'Angelo Russell, and Dante Exum to the Washington Wizards for Chris Middleton, A.J. Johnson, Malachi Branham, Marvin Bagley III, two first-round picks, and 3 second-round picks. Now, that's a lot of players and a lot of picks involved in that trade. And this trade is what caught me by surprise, okay? This is the trade I was talking about at the beginning of the video. This trade caught me by surprise. I was on my lunch break, chilling. Look at my phone. I'm like, Davis to the Wizards? I started laughing. I'm like, Davis really got traded again. Davis got traded 2 times in a matter of 2 seasons. It's been a bad time for Davis because Davis didn't even want to get traded from the Lakers. And I'm pretty sure he didn't want to get traded from Dallas. I've seen multiple reports about him being in trade talks and him just trying to deny him. Like, I don't want to be traded. Like, I'm just making that clear to y'all. Like, I want to be in Dallas. But it looked like Dallas didn't want him. All right? I mean, we know that Davis got injury issues and whatnot. And the Mavericks are trying to build around Cooper Flag. So I think it only makes sense for them to move Davis to get more pieces for this rebuild around Cooper. But I like it for the Wizards a little bit. The Wizards actually got 2 legit guys that can lead this rebuild in Davis and Trae Young. I do think Trae Young and Davis pick and roll could be elite. And they got some young pieces around them that you look at and, you kind of interested. Like, they got a young core of Alex Sarr, Keyshawn George, that Coulibaly guy. I think they could really be something going forward. All right. Now, the team is still kind of mid, but you look at 2 guys in Davis and Trae Young and say, you guys lead this rebuild. And yeah, like I said, I like it for the Mavericks because they got pieces going forward for Cooper Flag. The Golden State Warriors traded Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield to the Atlanta Hawks for Kristaps Porzingis. Okay, now this trade, I was a little disappointed. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I was a little disappointed in the Warriors because I really wanted the Warriors to go after Giannis. I really did, because the thought of Giannis and Steph Curry right now it sounds so exciting. I'm not going to lie. On top of that, I think that would give Steph Curry a legitimate another chance to get another title. You know what I'm saying? Having a guy like Giannis by his side along with Jimmy, I think that would have been pretty formidable in the West. But they did need a center, so I think getting Porzingis wasn't a bad backup option. I think a lot of people kind of, they disappointed in the Giannis trade, so they kind of overlooking how good this trade really was for the team. This team has been needing a center for a long time, and the Warriors had Porzingis on their target list for a while now. So to get Porzingis was good for the Warriors. I would say it's good for the Warriors. And for the Hawks, oh yeah, also, and it adds more floor spacing. You know what I'm saying? It gives them a scoring option at the center. But the Hawks get a high upside wing in Jonathan Kuminga. Jonathan Kuminga can finally flap his wings, man. I think every NBA fan is happy for Jonathan Kuminga. That situation was just toxic. The Warriors and Jonathan Kuminga situation was so toxic. He finally can go somewhere where he can play, be involved, now he can finally show us his real talent, I feel like. Because he has a lot of potential. We all see it. And now he gets a chance to show it. And they also get a sharpshooter in Buddy Hield. We all know how good of a shooter Buddy Hield is. He'll fit right in Atlanta. If I had to pick one favorite trade from yesterday, though, that's hard. I ain't gonna lie, I really did I ain't talk about this trade in the video, But I really did like the OKC Thunder going out and getting Jared McCain. They literally traded for Jared McCain for just picks. That is Sam Presti being Sam Presti. I'm not gonna lie. Like, picking up that phone and making a move for a guy like Jared McCain for just nothing but picks. I think Andy Yang. So I'm not gonna lie, I liked that move. OKC getting Jared McCain. That's probably my favorite move from yesterday. Pretty shocking too, not gonna lie. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Just me talking about the trade deadline yesterday. It was crazy. And the trade deadline ends today at 3 p.m. So by the time I get this video out, it's probably gonna be a lot more deals going on. So I might make a part 2 to this video. Please comment down below some more video ideas, or just let me know what I could do to make my videos better. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. You dig?